All right, my car isn't warmed up completely yet, so maybe you can see my breath, maybe you can't, I don't know. I don't think you can, but anyway. Update on the streaming PC. So, I don't know if I mentioned it before, but I do have confirmation that the storage controller on the old SSD for the Z440 is dead. And that actually, more likely than not, explains everything that's been going on with the system. The random files missing, the random odd behaviors on core devices. It can potentially explain everything that has been going wrong. So that tower actually might still be good. Which, I mean, I already have a replacement, and I'd rather stick with 12 to 24 cores than 8. So that's that. As far as the restoration, though, on the other hand, we have we of course have a giant, massive problem. That being the fact that the storage controller on the old SSD is dying. It's failing. Which means that, in fact, backing up data is very tough. I backed up a lot yesterday, alright? I'm comparing the integrity between what I had backed up in the past and what I backed up now. I'm fairly certain all the sound effects, because they're stored locally, are safe. I don't know, because the bot is super unsupported anymore, if the backup for Streamlabs bot was successful or not. I legitimately have no idea. So, that's concerning, to say the least. Because if I have to do that whole bot from scratch again, ooh, oh my god, that'd be a nightmare. If I'm going to end up having to do everything from scratch again with that bot, though, I think I'll probably use something other than Streamlabs bot, because, man, me and Streamlabs do not get along, especially since, they took that bot, and it was a great bot. It was based off of AnkBot, mostly because it was AnkBot, and have just left it to rot. One of the best bots out there, and they've left it to rot, but I digress. So if I have to do that from scratch, ooh, man. I might end up looking for a different bot, maybe one that's cloud-based, to use for sound effects. I want to avoid using that extension that's all the rage now. Like, every single new streamer, even Psych and, like, everyone else that's, like, just starting off that I've seen, is all using the same sound effects bot. I really don't want to use that sound effects bot, because any kind of cheers you do for those kind of sound alerts that take up, bits, they're taking a 20% cut. And I could just set them up as alerts and not lose a 20% cut. And other people are like, oh, but it's so easy, it's just convenient. It's just like, it's 20%. We could do this smarter. We could do this better. But that's old streamer and me talking. And with you newfangled kids, and you're willing to take a 20% cut. I'm not. That's 20% more if you go into emotes and other things than other things within the whole infrastructure of everything with streaming. But that's pretty much where we're at right now. The new system, we're still waiting on some more parts for it, but it can run without them. Like, I think I mentioned this before. I already went ahead and bought a second CPU. The system board can take 2 CPUs. It's not that unusual. Actually, it is, but it's not that unusual in the workstation space. The quirk with the sleep mode has been found, that has been fixed. It was a driver issue. It not being able to take the Windows update, I was able to find what is referred to as a redistributable file, meaning that it's just the update package. It's meant for IT staff. You download the package, you insert it on a thumb drive, and you just update a whole bunch of machines like that. Those suckers were it's so helpful when you're restoring a whole bunch of machines, let me tell you. And the fact that I was able to find it redistributable, and the fact that they're still doing it. Thank you, Microsoft. You're still doing something right. Hallelujah. It's a miracle. It is an absolute miracle. The person in front of me has a license plate that says "too nosy." Thanks, I hate it. What else? TeamViewer now does work on it. I want to get out of TeamViewer. I hate that company now. I hate them so much. I originally used TeamViewer because they were free for personal, if you use it for personal. I used it for personal, but because I use unusual computers compared to what the average person uses, it kept flagging their system as, "You're not using it for personal use. You're not using it for personal use. You're a corporation, yeah!" And I'm not. I'm actually not. But, you know, welcome to the life of being a tech nerd. So I bought their business plan like a while back, which they'd only let you buy annually, which actually like really had me tighten my belt for like those 2 weeks. Whereas it's like, oh, we need $200 for a year. And I'm just like, fuck you. But it was the only choice I had because I needed to get access to NeoRender, and that was the only way I could do it. So I would love to hear alternatives to TeamViewer, because they are dead to me. They are so dead to me. Also, 2-day turnaround time for support. Great, thanks. So I should be able to stream this weekend. Everything should be operational by then. We might not have like SFX commands. We might not have all the sound effects and whatnot. But we should have everything else, I hope. Everything else seems to be fine. But, you know, I'm still kind of working on it. There haven't been any podcasts, obviously, because I've had no ability to record them. And, man, I really do want to get this storage server up and running so that, never on time. Nice. Nice license plate. I've just not been able to record anything because, of course, the software for the mic hasn't been operational. It is now. I just don't know if everything's like leveled off. I'm going to be testing that tonight. There might be an episode of Early Bird Briefing for tomorrow. There might not be. That's kind of up in the air right now. This looks like a mustache, and I don't. How'd that happen? Weird lighting. Also, this guy's like LED is like catching my phone just wrong. One last thing I'll talk about, and it's unrelated to the streaming PC, but man, what is rampant lately are people DMing streamers trying to say they're a graphic artist, and in reality they're trying to sell you very low quality assets that they stole, or just straight up artwork they stole, or very, very, very cheap emotes they bought from like a super package from like Streamlabs or whatnot, and trying to pass it off as their own work. I actually do need emotes. It's one of the reasons why I'm not willing to take a 20% cut on bits for sound effects. Because I do need emotes, and I do want to commission an artist that's, you know, good. And I do know quite a few artists that are good. It's just I need to have the money all together, and I need to not have to go and get, you know, replacement computers. I digress, though. It's also funny when you would think, like, what's more expensive? A 12-core computer for production, or 14 hand-drawn emotes? And the emotes are the more expensive one. I'm not saying that the artists are a ripoff. I'm saying I'm just that good at hunting down computer prices. And also that, hand-commissioned artwork is, expensive. For good reason. Anyway, enough of that tangent. These graphic artists that are like faking being them, trying to press them to give you like a portfolio, or like trying to give you like any kind of information about their quality of work is incredible. Because they're super reluctant to do it. It's like, well, what do you need? What do you want? It's like, well, what's your work? You're saying you do like, oh, I do logos, emotes, banners, overlays, VTubing rigging. What kind of super freaking artist are you that you do all of that? Those are all like, a lot of those, some of those like overlap, don't get me wrong, but a good chunk of those like require a very different set of skills. And like they and like a lot of these like repost the exact same artwork, mostly because they stole it. But then of course the one I had and I posted on Twitter, they contact me via Discord. I asked to see their work. Finally, after them back and forth, they're like, oh, just check out my Twitter page. And I'm like, okay. I check out their Twitter page. Yeah, can you tell I'm no longer in the city? Oh, the lights are dimmer. And now you have a hard time seeing me. They send me to their Twitter page. I check out their stuff. And I recognize a lot of it. I recognize a lot of it as either just like a base emote with like an asset swap, like a mouth is just clearly been changed, the exact same eyes, exact same nose, exact same head position, exact same hair. The only thing that changed was the mouth. Like, it's obvious. It's obvious what they did. I'm being quiet because there's an officer that I just like drove by. And I'm hoping he stays there. And I don't want to. I am like super paranoid about trying to do these vlogs, because this is probably illegal, but I know what I'm doing. There's also like me and one other person on the road right now, specifically this guy right behind me that's like trying to like silhouette my head. Anyway, that night I'm keeping a good eye on the road. I am a professional driver. Do not attempt to vlog and drive at the same time. Anyway, I just do a simple Google search on their profile picture and their Twitter banner. The Twitter banner is official assets from a League of Legends forum. Like, you just basically ripped it off directly from Riot. Their profile picture first hit the original artist. And it's just like, for F's sake, man. Come on. Come on. Are you kidding me? It's just, oh. So I call them out on it. They then call me. They call for a voice chat with me. And they have, like, the thickest African accent I have heard in a long time. So, I mean, it's fairly obvious what they are. They're scammers from Nigeria. And they're just like, well, how do you explain all the shout-outs we got? How do you explain all the shout-outs we got? I don't care about the fact you have a whole bunch of shout-outs. I don't care whether you those shout-outs are from your victims or they're shout-outs from, your friends trying to make you seem legit. It doesn't change the fact that you're using stolen art and stolen assets. It doesn't change the fact you're still a scammer. You're still a fraud. So I call them out on Twitter. Then you know what they do? They call me and demand I take down the tweet. And if I don't, they'll hack my Twitter and my Twitch. Good luck. Maybe they'll find a way into the Twitch. I'd be so upset if they actually did find a way into the Twitch. Because that just proves that everything that Twitch has said regarding the hack not having any sort of dangerous security vulnerabilities, a complete lie. Hacking my Twitter. I have 140 followers. I mean, no, it's like 300 now, right? I mean, it'd bite, but it's not the end of the world. Not by any stretch of the imagination. And also, considering the fact that they aren't doing a great job of hiding who they are and what they are, that they got caught literally within 3 minutes, I don't think they're very bright either. But just keep an eye out there. There's far too many of these fake graphic artists trying to prey on small streamers. And I'm just lucky in the fact that I'm very wise to these sort of things, that I can sniff out these sort of things. And also, despite my small community, you know, I mean, I'm a small streamer. There's no other way to say it. Could I be bigger? Probably. Do I have the time to invest to make myself bigger? I really don't. Unfortunately, working a full-time job takes that up. So, I mean, it is what it is. What are you going to do? So, that's the update. This went way longer than I expected it to. I probably said some dumb stuff in this. Should I upload it? Probably not. Am I probably going to anyway? Probably. I don't know. That's going to be it for me. Take care.